While burning a pile of leaves or having an open bonfire may seem harmless, any fire releases harmful materials. With nearly 1 million people in the Louisville metropolitan area, there would be a significant amount of pollution produced if people could have fires anytime that they want. In this front and center segment, we take a look at open burning in Louisville, the regulations, and explain why it is so important to comply with the law.
When you burn trash outdoors, the potential cost to your health, your home, your neighbors, and the environment far exceeds the cost of adequate collection services. Open burning is the burning of unwanted materials such as paper, trees, brush, leaves, grass, and other debris where smoke and other emissions are released directly into the air without passing through a chimney or stack. Many people are not familiar with Louisville's open burning regulations. There are some restrictions to what you can and can't burn, even in your own backyard. As you might expect, the fire department plays a major role in open burning. However, it's actually the Air Pollution Control District that oversees and regulates the open burning ordinance.
Here at the Louisville Metro Air Pollution Control District, we have a regulation that deals with open burning, and that encompasses several types of fires, from your bonfire that your church group or school group might have, on up to larger training fires that local fire departments conduct, to the agricultural type fires where farmers or other landowners might want to burn different types of materials to clear land or clear space for other things.
The primary purpose of the open burning regulation is to reduce air pollution, which in turn protects your health. Open burning isn't all about air pollutants, it's about fire safety.
Well, the main thing is air pollution, but safety always comes into it. If you're not burning a pile that's properly set up and you have material that's not acceptable, the fire could get out of hand and you could have a safety issue from the fire spreading too quickly for you to be able to control it, as well as the fact that anything that you burn that's treated lumber and leaves is going to put smoke and particulate matter into the atmosphere, which causes air pollution and causes all kinds of respiratory problems. A lot of times the fire department will come out with us when we do an inspection to make sure that the safety issues are covered as well as the air pollution issues, and anybody that does a burn needs to keep in mind that sparks can fly off of any fire and land somewhere and cause a fire to spread. So there's a major safety issue with burning, as well as the smoke issue that causes air pollution.
Open burning just isn't an air quality issue, it's also a safety issue. And one of the things that we require when getting a permit for an open burn here is that you have approval of your local fire department. And those fire departments then are aware of a larger open burn that's going to be conducted in their area, and that way if there's something that happens that should go wrong, they'll be able to respond to it in a timely and safe manner.
A lot of people don't understand that there's a regulation that requires you to only burn certain kinds of material, only certain sizes, and that you have to get a permit in order to do it.
One of the things that I want to make sure and mention is that none of our open burning regulations are going to impede on your backyard grill during the summertime.
Now that's right. Cooking food on the grill is not something that is regulated or restricted unless you operate a business.
Grilling is in a container and you're cooking food, so that's an acceptable way to burn outside. Burning wood for a recreational fire, for roasting marshmallows, that's acceptable purpose for a recreational burn, as long as you've applied for a permit and been accepted, and all your materials are approved and the size is approved.
You can protect yourself and your neighbors by understanding a few basic rules on what you can and can't burn. Here are some examples.
I'd like to show you two different kinds of burn piles. This pile is an acceptable pile for a recreational fire. We would allow this to be burned, and the reason why is because it's set up in a neat pile. It's made with all dry, clean driftwood. There's no treated lumber in it, and it's within the size parameters, which is 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot. This pile, on the other hand, would not be acceptable, and we would not give it a permit because it has a variety of prohibited materials. For instance, it's got treated lumber in it, it's got leaves, it's got trash and grass, lots of yard waste, and all that's unacceptable. So we wouldn't give it a permit, and if they burned it like this, then they would get a violation. That pile is not in compliance because it's got lots of very large logs in it, which those take too long to burn down. The lumber is piled all over the place. The pile is too big, and it could cause a fire hazard as well as cause pollution. That pile would not be acceptable, and we would not give a permit to burn that.
Backyard trash burning is more harmful to your health than previously thought, and you can help your community by not participating in open burning during an air quality alert day. There can, however, be benefits to open burning.
Conducted under the right conditions, open burning can be beneficial for fire departments. Many of their exercises are in the line of duty, whereas they can use certain homes that are donated to them as mechanisms for training.
This house is being used by the Middletown Fire Department for a training burn. But before it can be burned, someone from the Air Pollution Control District must thoroughly review the site.
First of all, my first concern is the surrounding community, to make sure that this house, that the Middletown Fire Department is used for training, that it will not be a hazard to the neighborhood or to the other people in the area. I make sure that all the asbestos reports are up to par, and everything has been removed. I make sure that the safety for the firemen is up to par. I make sure that there's no electricity cut on. I look for all the loose ends around the house, as far as the trees, as far as being able to get the water to the property. I make sure that all that is perfect for the community. I make sure that the fire department has alerted everyone. But the total concern is the surrounding community, to make sure that whatever they burn does not get into the ambient air to affect the community.
Once the house passes inspection, carefully planned training exercises begin.
People get to feel heat, pull hose, do a lot of things that we normally can't simulate back at the firehouse. I mean, it's about as realistic as you can get, short of having a real call. And as far as lessons learned, they can't be taught anywhere other than doing a live fire burn.
Agricultural fires are also deemed beneficial in some cases by controlling weeds, diseases, and pests. But even agricultural burning poses risks.
One thing that's important to mention is not only are we concerned about, with agricultural burns, the safety of the air that we breathe and the safety of those who might be called upon to put that fire out, but we are also concerned with the health and safety of the soil and water in the area of that agricultural burn. Therefore, we consult with the Jefferson County Soil and Water Conservation District for their input on agricultural burns as well. Certainly, that there is a concern that people might think, well, I'm only a small part of the problem. However, collectively, we live in a very urbanized area here in Louisville, where a lot of people are living in close proximity to each other. And pretty much any choice that you decide to make, whether it be with your automobile or open burning or anything like that, has an impact on the air that your neighbors breathe.
It is relatively easy to get a permit in Louisville. To get one, call the Air Pollution Control District at 574-6000 from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Or you can simply go online at louisvilleky.gov and download a permit application.